right? So I'm reading Shloka 4.2. एवं परंपरा प्राप्तम्
एवं परंपरा प्राप्तम्
एवं परंपरा प्राप्तम्
एवं परंपरा प्राप्तम्
इमं राजर्षयो विदुः
इमं
राजर्षयो
राजर्षयो
इमं राजर्षयो विदुः
इमं राजर्षयो विदुः
ओके एवं परंपरा प्राप्तम्
एवं परंपरा प्राप्तम्
इमं राजर्षयो विदुः
इमं राजर्षयो विदुः
सकाले नेह महता
सकाले नेह
महता सकाले नेह महता
सकाले नेह महता
योगो नष्टः परन्तपः
योगो नस्तः परं तपः
योगो नष्टः परन्तपः
योगो नस्तः परं तपः
Up to you. Or Madhu wants to try it, or you want to try it. You please go ahead.
Let Madhu try once. Okay, I want them to practice. Madhu, try once.
Yeah. इवं परंपरा प्राप्तम्
एवं परंपरा प्राप्तम्
एवं परंपरा प्राप्तम्
एवं परंपरा प्राप्तम्
इमं राजर्षियो विदुः
इमं राजर्षयो विदुः
सकाले नः महता
सकाले नेह महता
योगो नस्तः परं तपः
योगो नष्ट परन्तपः वेरी नाइस बात है मधु
Okay, synonyms.
Yeah.
एवं तस paramparaha by disciplic succession.
Disciplic.
అది పరంపర అంటే డిసైప్లిక్ ఆర్ డిసిప్లిక్
disciplic succession. Praptam, received. Imam, the sign, this signs. Raja Rishih, the saintly kings. Viduhu, understood. Saha, that knowledge. Kalena, in the course of time. Iha, in this world. Mahata, great. Yogaha, the science of one's relationship with the Supreme. Nastaha, scattered. Param tapaha, O Arjuna, subduer of the enemies. Translation. This supreme science was thus received through the chain of
discipline,
despotic
succession.
succession, and the saintly kings understood in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost.
We have less time, so sorry, Niranjan, I have taken more of your time. Please go ahead, Niranjan, from your comments as well.
It's not about my time or your time. It's about the flow. What I'm interested is in the flow. Once that flow is there, that is what is important. The discussion, that flow, that is important. It will bring out the natural you. That is so important. Okay, so coming to the shloka, I'll try to keep it as minimal as possible, and because now it's the time is 9:42, I'll try to share my thought processes on this. My thought processes on Bhagavad Gita shloka 4.2. If we look at the synonyms once again, it will add some kind of a value to us, because in our discussion, where one side we are looking from pure perspective of what literally is being presented in the purport, I would like to see it from the perspective of our applications in our life, applications in our family, applications in our professional life, and applications practically for the society, such that we are able to have a smooth journey of our life while we are still connected to the Supreme Parabrahman. That is the objective with which I will be looking at the words in a very neutral format. Okay, so here when we are looking at the synonyms, evam, thus, parampara, by disciplinic succession, praptam, received, imam, this science, raja rishayaha, the saintly kings, vidhu, understood, sa, that knowledge, kalena, in the course of time, iha, in this world, mahata, great, yoga, the science of one's relationship with the Supreme, nashtaha, scattered, paramtapa, O Arjuna, subduer of the enemies. Now this is so important when we are looking it in the reverse direction now. Paramtapa, his Lord is saying to Arjuna. Arjuna is basically here referred to as Paramtapa. When Arjuna is being referred here as Parantapa, the meaning of that being subduer of the enemies. This is so important for us. Why should Bhagavan, when Arjuna is having so many names, he should use the word here Parantapa? He's such kind of a skill set of a person who is the subduer of the enemies. Now, who are the subduer of the enemies? What are these enemies? This enemy is basically killing our knowledge. The enemy is basically killing our intellect. So, a Parantapa is a person who is able to subdue the enemies. And who are these enemies? Nothing but our Arishad Vargas. If I look it into my own self, my own family, or in my personal or professional life, which we have discussed previously. So here Lord Krishna is calling out for an action in us, where he's saying, can you be that kind of a Parantapa, the subduer of these enemies? Why is it needed that one should become a subduer of the enemies? Is because if you look at the reverse fashion, you will see that otherwise one gets scattered. What is this scattered? Nashtaha, it is getting lost. What is getting lost is the relationship with the Supreme. What is this relationship with the Supreme? It is the science, absolute science of one's relationship with the Supreme is lost. What is this kind of a science? It is such a great science. Such a great science. Where is it being lost? In this world. When is it being lost? In the course of the time. What is lost? That knowledge. that knowledge is lost. What is that knowledge which was understood by who? By great saintly kings, we who are called as the Rajarishyaha. What is this saintly kings? We have to really understand this. For my house, whoever is the bread earner for that house, he is the king of that family at the basic unit level. If that particular king of that family has now not understood the essence of the relationship and the science of the relationship with the Supreme Brahman, how can we expect the continuity of the relationship with the Supreme Parabrahman in that family? That's the question we need to look at it. That's the way we got to see the deep essence of this shloka 4.2 of Bhagavad Gita. One, we need to understand that the saintly king is nothing but the provider of the protection, the provider of the preservation, the provider of protecting against the enemies is a king. And what should be the quality of this king at the level of the operation of the household, at the level of the operation of personal life? To my life, I am the king. To a family, the bread earner or the head of the family is the king. To a company, the leadership of various levels, they are the kings. Now, at the level of a society, the respective community leaders are their kings. At the level of the nation, it is at the different positions, including the head of the nation. They become the kings. But if these kings do not have this saintly nature in them, saintly nature is, we have seen in the previous chapters, where these saintly people are considered as wisely intellectual people, the people who are not bewildered, the people who are not disturbed in various scenarios or situations. They are always in constant connect with the Atman within the self and the Parabrahman throughout on a moment to moment basis. Only then they are able to be in a saintly kind of a consciousness. Now, associating that kind of a saintly consciousness with being the quality of a king or that of the provider, whether it is at the family, personal, professional, or at the level of a national or international levels, then only then we are able to take this kind of a science of relationship in continuum, in continuous, irrespective of the time. So what was happening to these Raja Rishis? They have understood this science, which was received through the disciplinic succession. We have to understand this word, disciplinic succession. I learned things from my father. I learned through his imitation. I learned through my leadership. I learned in the companies through the proper leadership. I learn through my mentors. I learn through my gurus. So in today's environment, we receive this kind of a knowledge from different sources. These sources have to be preserved in a scientific, systematic manner such that the essence of that particular knowledge associated with the wisdom is not lost over a period of time. It has to be received and understood in the right context. Therefore, parampara becomes important. The parampara, if we look at it, closely touches with the culture. With the culture. Culture has got a combination of various rituals, of various activities which are being performed from moment to moment basis, from time to time, during different parts of the year. during the different parts of the age, during different parts of the ashramas. These are nothing but our, it is being called as the varnashramas or chaturvida varnashramas. Similarly, this disciplinic succession, which is our parampara, also talks about the chaturvida cleaning or and purification of our own self. It talks about the rituals, it talks about the processes which are involved for purifying ourselves, for maintaining a constant continuum relationship with the Parabrahma. That is the science which is being passed on from generation to generation in a very systematic manner. Thus, therefore, evam, thus, only then the science of one's relationship with the Supreme can be maintained. So it is talking about a very nice guideline where it is saying that over a period of time, today we are losing this parampara. Why? Because the head of the family who is acting like a king is not acting like the wise saintly king. He is no more acting like a wise saintly king. In my house, if I am not maintaining it, if I am not maintaining the parampara, how will I be able to pass it on to my next generation? That is the kind of a caution that is being presented here. It is a caution that every individual who is like acting like a king, whether it is at a level of a family, personal, individual, personal, societal, or at a professional organizations, or at the level of the country, he must be taking care of this parampara. If that parampara is not being maintained, this divine knowledge in the course of time will get scattered. Only a person who is like Arjuna, the Param Tapa, Arjuna, the subduer of the enemies. The enemy here is killing our connection with the Supreme Lord. The enemy here is killing our connection with our own self. The enemy here is killing the parampara, the culture of our own lives. The enemy here is killing our entire knowledge and wisdom. So it is asking whether I can be like Arjuna in the form of Paramtapa. This shloka 4.2 is offering us both a guidance and also a caution for us to ensure that at least we do our role of maintaining this parampara, keeping this science very nicely, passing it on and sharing it with our own generations and the next generations, such that we are always in relationship with the Supreme Lord. This is my take on 4.2 shloka of Bhagavad Gita. Very shortly, I have communicated my thought process. Thank you.
So as usual, fine, super fine by Neeru, as usual.
Yeah, Niranjan.
Thanks,
It was,
Neeru,
Yeah.
short and crisp.
for giving your very thoughtful process on this sloka. Very well explained. Intact with our daily practical life, whether it is personal or professional or related to society. Very well said as usual. Thanks for your thought process on this and your sharing the knowledge, sharing your expertise.
Thank you, Madhu.
I'm blessed.
Yeah,
And
me too.
sorry to say this, we are all blessed.
Thank you. We are all blessed. Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. So it's nice, good thought process, and the basic idea is to continue our journey, share with as much as possible with our family, share as much as possible with our immediate people, share as much as possible with the society wherever it is possible, in whatever form. and then I think at least we are making a little bit of contribution. That's it.